Let's do this question, students. If alpha comma beta comma gamma be the roots of x cubed positive q times x positive r is equal to 0, then find the equation, the cubic equation, whose roots are alpha beta, beta gamma, and gamma alpha, right? So let's move to the next page and work this question out. Now let me just start off by considering the given equation. Consider x cubed positive qx positive r is equal to 0. This is going to be x cubed positive 0 times x squared positive q times x positive r is equal to 0. Now since alpha comma beta comma gamma are the roots, I can take the product of the roots. This means alpha beta gamma is equal to minus d over a. This is b term, c term, a term, d term, and the value of d is r, the value of a is 1. So this means alpha beta times gamma is equal to negative r, right? Negative r. Now from here I can rewrite alpha beta to be equal to negative r over gamma, or I can rewrite beta gamma is equal to negative r over alpha, or I can write alpha gamma is equal to negative r over beta, right? Since we are required to get the equation whose roots are alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha equivalently, the question is solved if we can obtain the equation whose roots are negative r over gamma, negative r over alpha, negative r over beta, right? We can, this is equivalent to, starting from negative r over alpha, negative r over beta, negative r over gamma, right? So that is sufficient. So now, since coming back, right, since alpha is the root, one of the roots, since alpha is one of the roots of x cubed positive q times x positive r is equal to 0, this means I substitute alpha here. Alpha cubed positive q times alpha positive r is equal to 0, right? Also, we are looking for an equation which has one of its roots, to be x is equal to negative r over alpha, right? So I'm going to be using this and this, right? So this would mean alpha is equal to negative r over x. If I were to call this as say b, using this in b, we get, so what do we get? We get, in place of alpha, I'm going to substitute negative r over x raised to the power of 3 positive q times negative r over x positive r is equal to 0. This is negative r cubed divided by x cubed negative q times r over x positive r. This is what we have got. Is there anything else? Okay. Now you got r, this is equal to 0, and r can be taken out, giving us negative r squared over x cubed negative q over x positive 1 is equal to 0, and multiplying by negative 1, this is going to be r squared over x cubed positive q over x negative 1 is equal to 0, and multiplying throughout by x cubed, this is going to be r squared positive q times x squared negative x cubed is equal to 0. So I think we should not have multiplied by negative 1 because of the turn of events. The equation has become like this, and then we will have to revert back the equation, right? Or what we can do is we can move, instead of again multiplying by negative 1, I'm moving everything to the right. So this is going to be x cubed negative q times x squared negative r squared is equal to 0. This is what we have got.